3, 2, 1, bam! We are live, people. We're back.
Here we go again.
Yes, podcast time, people. And this is going to be part 3 of checking out the WWF Superstars LJN wrestling figures.
Yeah, LJN series.
Yes, we are back. This time around, guys, we're going to be checking out Series 5 from 1988.
Hell yeah.
Old school wrestling figures. I wasn't going to do, part 5 and 6 together, but then after looking at all the rest of the stuff with the...
in fact, there's 12 figures to get through, and this is a series alone.
Well, not just that. There's the tag teams, there's the accessories and play sets, and then there's the fucking 16-inch figures, the bendies, the thumb figures, and the stretch figures. I'm like, wait a minute, we're going to have to stretch this one out. Huh?
I did have the original ring that they
had back in the day.
Yeah, and
which is pretty cool.
It was a huge ring compared to what the rings they made with like the Hasbros and stuff, because it's such big ass wrestlers. I remember that what was a bitch though was the ropes, trying to get them to, because you have to put the fucking thing together, and putting the ropes around, it was always the hardest thing to do.
Right on. But yeah, we're back with a special edition here. This is part 3, and we're going to extend this one. Like I said, I was originally going to do 5 and 6, series 5 and 6 back to back, but with everything that I just went over, we're going to go ahead and stretch it out a little bit longer. Plus, I just really enjoy these podcasts that I'm doing, going over the figures. So
yeah, it's like what we said before, taking a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, we're having fun with this big time. So with that being said, let's get started. So okay, and I want to go over this thing here first that they talk about Series 5. So it says, the 5th wave of WWF Superstars figures featured 12 new figures in total. And it says this would be the last wave of figures released by LJN as they went out of business. And let's see, a Canadian toy company called Grand Toys took over production of the final wave. Interesting. So that's some good info about Series 5. So actually, technically, LJN only went up to Series 5, and then Grand Toys took over for Series 6. And Series 6 happens to be pretty expensive when it comes to their figures, especially when it's sealed. It's crazy. But we'll get into that in the next...
Yeah, they're probably rare as fuck.
Absolutely.
And that's why shit costs so much money.
Damn right. But anyways, with that being said, let's go over these figures, and then we'll answer some questions here. So first up on the list is we got Axe of Demolition.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool. He's a tough guy,
That was one of my favorite tag teams growing up as a kid, Axe and Smash of Demolition.
Yeah. It's interesting because Series 5 here only has Axe. They don't have the other one, in this.
That's crazy. Like, I wonder why.
I don't know why. But, he's not in this wave for whatever reason, but his figure looks cool. He's dressed in black with the red paint on his face.
Yeah.
And let's see, market value, carded, brand new. He's going for $400 to $500, which is that's a good amount of money.
Hell yeah.
And let's see, loose. He's going anywhere from $50 to $75.
Damn.
That's not bad. And as far as accessories go, there's none at all, no accessories, and there were no known variants of.
That sucks.
But also I wanted to mention, as far as variants, we're going to be going over 2 variants. I'll be showing off 2 variants in this podcast, because there's quite a few. I think there's about four variations, and 2 of them I'll be showing pictures of for sure. But yeah, carded 400 to 500 loose, $50 to $75 for axe. Right on. Let's see here. Let's see who's next on the list, which is the one and only. We got Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, kick ass.
Yeah, he's pretty kick ass. I always like Bam Bam, man. He's a pretty kick ass dude. He made his mark in the wrestling world for sure.
He was cool in his the early years of WWF, like in the '80s. Like his first run, he was actually like a fan favorite when he first came in. Like I remember they had a deal where when he first was coming in, they ran segments where they had all these managers trying to become like Bam Bam's manager. Like they had Slick, Jimmy Hart, Bobby Heenan, and he finally went with a manager, Sir Oliver Humperdinck.
Yeah.
And became like a fan favorite. And he had a pretty good run. He had some pretty good matches, and he was on Hulk Hogan's team at Survivor Series. I think he was like the last one standing. He wound up losing to Andre.
Oh yeah, Andre's a big dude.
Yeah,
a lot bigger than Bam Bam.
Yeah, you think you look at Bam Bam, you'd be like, wow, he's a pretty big dude. But you compare him to Andre. I'm sorry, but he makes Bam Bam look like a child.
Yeah. Well, I think Andre does that to pretty much most wrestlers.
Yeah.
Right. So let's see here. Market value, carded, brand new, sealed. He's going for anywhere from $550 to $750, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Loose, he's going anywhere from $75 to $100.
Yeah.
And let's see, accessories. There's no accessories, and there are no variations of Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Which is too bad, because it would have been cool if he had a variant, but it's all good.
I think somewhere, some ways, like people who had those figures when they were kids, like you look at it now, you're like, man, I wish I would have kept these figures now, or
especially sealed.
Yeah. Well, even some of the loose figures, like you said, like, you know.
Oh yeah, they're going for good money too.
Bam Bam is going for like what? You said like 75 to 100.
Yep. That's good. That's good money if you could find them.
Yeah, I mean, if you could find one that's loose, that's still in like really. I mean, it would be hard to find an '80s toy loose that's still that's been really taken care of and is in really good shape.
That's true, but they still sell pretty well. I noticed on eBay, even in shitty shape. So if you ever come across them, I would say definitely pick them up, because you could profit from them.
I remember finding figures sometimes from back, even in the early years, where you see people always taking like markers to them and like coloring them different colors and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, they're messing them up and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
I had I think one of the figures, I know I lost my one Roddy Piper figure in a fucking creek years ago, but I think I acquired another one, and for some reason I remember like the paint on Roddy Piper just started like chipping off.
Oh damn!
Like, you know, like his whole shirt, that's, you know, the white hot rod shirt, like all the white paint was just like peeling off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's weird.
I don't know, but let's see. Coming up next here is Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh!
Yes. Good old Hacksaw.
Yeah.
Who I believe he won the first Royal Rumble.
Naming off for some, I don't know why, but I did not have any of these figures. Like,
oh yeah, I forgot to ask. Did you have any of these figures?
So yeah, I don't remember. Like, I don't I don't understand why. Like, yeah, I remember having like these figures, but for some reason, like these newer series, I didn't have.
Yeah. I don't know.
sucks because it seemed like that, they had some good ones, like like I said, Bam Bam, Acts of Demolition, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Right. So let's.
What's crazy is those I know I had all their damn Hasbro figures at one time.
Oh yeah, which we definitely will be going over that as well at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, market value for Hacksaw carded, brand new. He's going anywhere from $425 to $575.
Damn.
That's not too bad. Loose, he's going for anywhere from $50 to $75.
Yeah.
Accessories, he comes with the 2x4.
Of course, yeah. You can't have Hacksaw Jim Duggan without his 2x4.
True that. And there were no known variations of Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Next on the list, we got a wrestler that me and you both met years ago at the Motor City Comic Con, which is Honky Tonk Man.
I'm just a honky tonk man. I'm cool. I'm cocky. I'm bad.
We got good old Honky Tonk Man.
As he would like to call himself, the greatest intercontinental champion of all time.
Yes, sir.
He was a long reign intercontinental champion. You figure he won the belt shortly after WrestleMania 3, where he beat Ricky Steamboat for the belt. And he didn't wind up losing it until SummerSlam of '88, when he got squashed by the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's like over a fucking year's run as Intercontinental Champion he had.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Market value, carded, brand new. He's going for anywhere from $650 to $850.
Yeah.
Not bad. And loose, he's going anywhere from $90 to $120.
Damn.
And accessories, he comes with the guitar.
Of course, gotta have the guitar.
Oh, absolutely. And there were no known variations of Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah. I'm cool. I'm fucking. I'm bad.
So let's see here. Next up on this list is we got Hulk Hogan, red shirt Hulk Hogan.
Oh, okay. Wow, I had to have another figure of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, well, he's got to be everywhere back in especially the 80s. You know he's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, but it's fucked up when it's like the second figure, the only one that's got like a second figure so far.
I think Andre also got.
Oh yeah, you got the long hair Andre and the short hair Andre.
Right. But
okay.
Yeah, we got Hulk Hogan red shirt here. Carded value, he's worth anywhere from $1,150 to $1,650.
Damn.
And loose, he's going anywhere from $95 to $130.
You can buy a damn car for that price.
You could buy a shitty used car for $1,000, sure.
Yeah, there's some decent cars out there for that kind of money.
Yeah, but it probably has a lot of high miles.
Well, so what? Something you're just driving around town, like.
Right on. But it says as far as accessories go, there's no accessories. But there are variants, which we'll be going over as well. The variant is the shirt, boots, pads are either red or white.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Back in the late '80s, that's what Hulk Hogan wore. Sometimes he didn't just always wore the yellow and red. He always he would change it up every now and then. I remember him coming out wearing blue tights and blue boots and stuff.
Right.
And then he'd come out one time wearing white trunks and boots and.
Right, which is what I'm about to talk about next here is the Hulk Hogan white shirt variant. And let's see here. His carded value here, brand new, he's going anywhere from $900 to $1,200. Loose, he's going anywhere from $75 to $100. No accessories, but like the other one, his variations are the shirt, boots, pads are either red or white.
Yeah.
Which is pretty coul. So
You notice his shirt was different too. When he wore a white shirt, instead of saying Hulkamania, like, his other shirt said like American made or something.
Oh, right on. That's cool.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Next up, we got a manager.
Ooh.
We got Lucius Johnny Valiant.
Luscious Johnny
Valiant. Luscious, my bad. Let's see here.
He went by, sometimes he just went by simply Johnny V.
Johnny. Oh, did he? Something I don't really. Why don't I remember this guy? What years was he around?
He was around until like the late '80s, when he was managing. He managed Greg Valentine and Brutus the Barber, or Brutus Beefcake, before he was the Barber.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And when Brutus left to go on his own, they replaced him with Dino Bravo, and they called themselves the Dream Team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had a good little run, and eventually, like I said, Dino Bravo went off his own way, Greg Valentine went off his own way, and I don't know, like Johnny V just kind of just rode off to the sunset, basically.
Yeah, it's like a lot of wrestlers or managers, you see them for a short time and then they're gone and you never see them again. You're like, well, what the hell happened to these people?
Yeah.
It's like you never know. But let's see here. His it says market value here. Carded, he's worth brand new anywhere from $100 to $150. And loose, he's going anywhere from $30 to $45. There are no accessories and no known variations of Johnny. Interesting.
Johnny, baby.
I do like his outfit and stuff.
Yeah, he was always a colorful character.
Yeah, that's cool. Right on. So, okay. Next on the list, we have One Man Gang. Now, he's a big dude.
Oh, yeah.
One Man Gang. Yeah.
It's funny, he went from being, like, in his earlier years, he was the One Man Gang, and then, like, in the late 80s, they changed his gimmick to be, like, Akeem, the African Dream.
Oh, yeah.
But I hated that because, the One Man Gang was more of a badass, like, character.
Right.
He just had that cool ass look. He had like that shaved head with the painted face, and the whole black outfit with the, like, I think he had like skulls or something on him or whatever. He was coming out like go. Oh.
Now let's see here. Market value. He is going anywhere from brand new $325 to $425.
Damn.
Loose, he's going anywhere from $50 to $75. And no accessories and no known variations of One Man Gang.
That sucks.
But yeah, he looks cool. I like how they have him, and they got him pretty much in all black and blue.
Yeah, he was a badass too. Like, I remember some of his 80s matches with, like, he had like, was it WrestleMania 4? He actually wound up like wrestling that tournament, and I remember he had a match with the Macho Man.
Right.
I remember he even had he had quite a match with Bam Bam Bigelow at one point.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It was kind of cool seeing the two of them fucking like two big heavyweights like that, just going at it. You're like, oh shit, who's got this? Who's going to be the bigger, badder motherfucker?
Oh, for sure. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But okay, let's see. Next up on the list here is we got a referee in a blue shirt.
Okay.
Just a normal referee. He's got no name, so market value carded 550. He's going for it to $750. Wow.
Yeah, for a no-name referee.
Yeah. Loose, he's going anywhere from $65 to $90. There were no accessories, but there is a variant, which is the shirt is either blue, which we're looking at now, or white, which we're about to go over next. That's interesting. A non-named referee gets a fucking figure and a variant. Wow.
You know, you had to have the referee for when you're having wrestling matches. You're like, oh, referee goes down there, 1, 2,
Right.
oh, kick out.
So next is the other non-named referee here with the white shirt variant. Market value, this one's a little higher. This one's going for $650 to $850. And loose anywhere from $75 to $100. No accessories, but the shirt is either blue or white.
That's cool.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. So now we got 4 more on the list, people.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
4 more.
4 more on the list. Here. It's pretty cool. We got some good ones here. Let's see. Next up on this list is Rick Martel. Now,
So Rick Martel or the model Rick Martel?
it just says Rick Martel.
Oh, that's probably when he was still in his strike force.
Could be.
Yeah. Is he wearing like white tights and boots?
Yeah, it's this is yeah, he's got like white.
So that was probably say after Can-Am Connection and Strike Force deal, because remember Tom Zink wound up leaving and they paired him with Tito Santana and became Strike Force.
Yeah. Well, they got Tito's on this list as well, so it must have been during the Strike Force.
Yeah, Strike Force.
Right. Rick Martel, let's see, market value. Carded, brand new. He's going anywhere from $300 to $400. Loose, he's going anywhere from $45 to $65.
Not bad.
Which is not bad. And there's no accessories, but his trunks are either with or without lightning bolts.
Yeah.
So that's the variation there.
That's cool.
So it's either just all white or you'll see lightning bolts.
Yeah, representing Strike Force.
Yeah. Interesting. It's pretty cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Next on the list, we got Slick.
Oh, Slick.
Yeah. I think I vaguely remember this guy.
I remember him always being a manager and doing his entrance like Jive Soul Bro song.
Right. I remember him a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
He
interesting.
later on became the Reverend Slick.
Yeah. That's cool. They gave him I like his little outfit with his hat.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
He
But
was cool as hell, man. Like he managed quite a few wrestlers during that time period. Like he managed Hercules at one time. He managed One Man Gang.
yeah.
No, he managed him when he was Akeem. And he even managed Akeem and the Big Boss Man when they were the Twin Towers.
Oh, kick ass.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But let's see here. Market value carded. Brand new, he's going for anywhere between $200 and $300. And loose, he's going anywhere from $40 to $60. Not too bad.
Kick ass.
Accessories, he comes with a hat. And
Gotta have the hat.
absolutely. There were no known variations of Slick.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting that they put him in, you know, with all the wrestlers back in the day. It's interesting they would put him as a figure.
Yeah.
You know. I dig it, man. That's cool. Okay, so let's see here. 2 more left. Next on the list, we got Ted DiBiase.
The $1 Million Man.
Yeah. Looks like he's in all black and purple. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What was his slogan? Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I would have liked to have met him, but never got a chance. We did meet his partner though, Virgil back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Comic-Con, but never got a chance to meet Ted DiBiase. He seems like a cool guy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I tell you what, though, Ted DiBiase, back in the 80s, I mean, he became the $1 Million Man. Like, he was one bad dude.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's a good wrestler.
He had a lot of feuds, like, with a lot of the main guys, like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
He was the only wrestler that made his own championship belt.
Oh, yeah.
The $1 Million Championship.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, yeah. But, okay, let's see. Market value, carded, brand new. He's going anywhere from $250 to $350.
Yeah.
Loose, he's going anywhere from $50 to $75. Let's see, there are no accessories and no variations of Ted DiBiase.
They should have had his figure come with like a stack of like $100 bills, and he always like passed out or stuff in. That was the funny thing about the $1 Million Man. He would put you in his $1 Million Dream sleeper hold, put you out, and then take a $100 bill and cram it in your mouth while you're passed out.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Old school Ted DiBiase for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Virgil would always go behind him and fucking take the $100.
Yeah.
I remember they did that. He beat somebody, had him out, stuffed the $100, turned and walk away, and Virgil just goes up and just grabs the money and pockets it. Like, yeah, fuck that. He ain't getting that money. I'm getting that money.
Yeah. My money. Okay.
It's like in Friday, I got almost $200, didn't we, Debo? But I got $200.
Yeah. It's good film. Okay, so we got one more on the list here. Last one for Series 5 of the LJN WWF Superstars wrestling figures.
Kick ass.
Which is Tito Santana.
Oh, Tito.
Yes, sir. Let's see here. He's, in all white, as well as, Rick was. Market value, carded, he's worth anywhere from $250 to $350. Let's see. Loose, he's going anywhere from $45 to $65. And accessories, there's no accessories, but the trunks were either with or without lightning bolts, just like Rick. Right.
Yeah. Now another thing, this is a second figure of Tito Santana.
Yep, it is.
You got the earlier version of him, and now you got the more current, version of him.
Yeah, that's why they got the 2 next to his name. So yeah. That's why they got the for the second one there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, there you have it. That's the WWF Superstars 1988 LJN wrestling figures from Series 5. We got some really good ones in there.
Oh yeah, and I mean it's a crazy thing though. I don't remember having any of those figures.
Really?
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I mean '88, maybe I don't know. Like I don't know why. I mean I remember keeping up, getting some of the figures early on, but getting this series up to this series, I didn't wind up getting any of these.
Huh. That's interesting because I know you used to collect a lot of figures back in the day.
Yeah, but I think I don't know. I mean, different times in my life, I had different interests. Like when I was in my wrestling figure stage, and it might have been when I was in my, I don't know. I mean,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle phase?
yeah, maybe. I mean, but like I said, when they started coming out with that stuff, and then they also had like, you know, it was also in the Hot Wheels cars for a while, and you know, just other toys would come up, like, and you know, I don't think I got back into like collecting wrestling figures until the fucking Hasbro's.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird. Like I just don't understand why I didn't get any of that last season or series.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, that is it for Series 5, and so now we're going to switch gears, and we are going to be answering some wrestling-related questions here for a little bit. We've got some cool ones here from Daniel here. So, okay, you ready for some questions?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. So, let's see here. First question is, did Joe own WrestleMania 3 on VHS?
Yeah, yes, I did, but I got like the later VHS copy of it. Like, not the, you know, I know back in the day they came out with that whole like one kind of case where you had to open it up and you have like a big plastic case.
Yeah, okay.
Remember those?
Yeah, yeah.
And later on, I wound up getting, you know, they produced all of the WrestleManias at one time on VHS, but they gave it the up to date like VHS cardboard covers.
Oh, okay.
And I wound up they ran a deal. I remember going to Walmart at one time and they had like WrestleMania 1 through like I think was it WrestleMania 1 through 15 individual like VHS tapes.
Oh man. Imagine buying those and keeping them sealed.
Yeah, I wish I would have, but I remember I bought several of them. Like I remember getting WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3, and you know some of the earlier WrestleManias I didn't have.
Kick ass.
But yeah, WrestleMania 3, Hogan and Andre.
Yeah, I have that on DVD.
Yeah.
It's a good event.
Hell yeah, it was.
Let's see here. Going through some questions. Okay, next question is, does Joe recall the Tugboat versus Brooklyn Brawler from Madison Square Garden 1991? He gives it a 7 out of 10.
I don't recall. I mean, I don't really remember really much of Tugboat back in the day. Like, I remember that he brought him out as like a pal of Hulk Hogan's, and he had like the whole sailor outfit.
Right.
And then like probably I think it was like a year later, he turned and became Typhoon and teamed with Earthquake as the natural disasters.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I haven't seen that one with Brooklyn Brawler. I'll check that one out.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Next question is, what does Joe score on the Royal Rumble 1991? He would give it a 8 out of 10. He said it's a good event overall.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was pretty cool. It had a. I mean, even though it was fucking won once again by fucking Hulk Hogan. who won the 1990 fucking Royal Rumble. Oh, I got to and win back-to-back Royal Rumbles, brother.
Yeah. So he also won the 91 Royal Rumble.
He won the 90 and 91. And, I mean, you had a lot of good talent in the 91 Royal Rumble. Remember, he had like Earthquake, he had the British Bulldog, he had Mr. Perfect. Not mistaken, I think even like Legion of Doom was even in it. But you had a pretty good list of wrestlers in that Royal Rumble. It was pretty cool. You know, Tony Atlas was in that Royal Rumble.
Was he?
When he was under his Saba Simba gimmick.
I almost forgot about that.
If you, it was funny. He gets eliminated in the Royal Rumble, trying to eliminate Jake the Snake Roberts, and he picks him up to like body slam him over the ropes, and Jake held on, and Tony Atlas like flipped out of the ring, and Roddy Piper gave this funny like commentary. He's like, yeah, see, when Jake held on, and with the size of that rear end, he just kept on hauling.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was cool. And not only that, but a really young and up and coming Shane Douglas wrestled in that Royal Rumble and lasted a really good long time.
Oh, kick ass.
Yeah. Who would later go become Dean Douglas, and but really made his name in ECW as the franchise.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Next question is, did Joe own the WWF In Your House May of 1995 VHS or WWF In Your House 2, the Lumberjacks VHS in the 90s?
I don't think I had the first few In Your Houses. I remember having some of them on VHS, but the first two that they did, I never got them.
Oh, okay.
But I remember them. I remember the Lumberjack match with Diesel against Psycho Sid, or just simply Sid at the time, before it became Psycho Sid.
Right. Good wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, let's see here. Next up, let's see. Did Joe record on VHS WWF Superstars November of 91, where Jake Roberts Snake bites Macho Man?
I didn't record it, but I remember watching that.
Yeah.
When it actually happened, like I remember like being a kid, you seen him pull out this big ass King Cobra snake, and Macho's tied up in the ropes, and you're thinking like, they're not gonna let that snake bite him. They're not gonna let that. Oh my God, he's biting him. What the hell? You know?
Right.
Like, but I didn't. You know what? As far as like recording like Superstars and all that, I really didn't start. Like, for some reason, recording Superstars and Monday Night Raws and stuff until like in like early 90s, like 93.
Okay, because this next question goes with that as well.
Okay.
The next question is, what about WWF Superstars 91, where Jake Roberts wears a red mask, call himself El Diablo, and it is revealed that he is indeed was Sid's opponent this evening.
Yeah, and they were trying to set Sid up just like he did Macho Man, was going to, release a King Cobra on him, and
yeah,
he wound up getting saved. But yeah, I mean, I remember watching it, but I didn't record it.
Gotcha.
And that was funny. He had like, what was it? Oh yeah, I remember. He was starting off to be a masked man. He was going to wrestle Sid, but then like, I think that Undertaker and Paul Bearer came out, and I think they offered El Diablo guy some money or a package or whatever, and he took left, and it was going to be Undertaker and Sid, and you're thinking, oh man, this is going to be badass, you know, Sid Justice against the Undertaker, and then the guy gets back in the ring and attacks him and reveals it's Jake the Snake Roberts the whole time.
Damn.
But yeah, I remember that.
Old school, man. That's old school.
I wish I would have like been recording though. Could you imagine still having like recorded WWF superstars with from way back in the day?
Yeah. It would have been nice. Well,
yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, next question is, what is Joe's score on the Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels 1992 Survivor Series? He gives it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, it was pretty cool. Like, that was when you could really see that Shawn Michaels could be, like, you know, a main event player.
Yeah.
Like, coming off his run as the Rockers, and like, you know, finally getting that good singles run as being the Heartbreak Kid, and, you know, and having his first main event, you know, WWF title match. And what was crazy is that he won the Intercontinental title, like, you know, just prior to that event, because it was originally supposed to be Bret and Shawn for the WWF title, and the British Bulldog was supposed to defend the Intercontinental title against the Mountie.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, like, they just, like, with, like, right before, leading up to Survivor Series, they had a Saturday Night's Main Event. They had Shawn Michaels beat the British Bulldog for the Intercontinental title.
Oh, right on.
Which I thought was kind of stupid. You know, they should have did, like, I mean, it was champion versus champion match at Survivor Series, but only Bret's WWF title was on the line.
Right.
But
let's see here. Next question is, does Joe recall the October 29th, 1990 WWF Primetime Wrestling in the studio of which Bobby Heenan sat on a rubber chicken and did not know about it?
I hear that, but it sounds funny as fuck.
Yeah. And he's like, and Gorilla Monsoon was like, you actually sat on a rubber chicken, and Bobby was like, I had no idea there was a rubber chicken in the studio.
Bobby Heenan, man. I mean, I know he played a cool bad guy villain, you know, manager,
right.
But he can do some comedy shit, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, some of his backstage, cool. Like some of his commentary, like when he would work commentary, he would say some of the funniest off the wall shit. Like what was it? There somebody got like thrown out of the ring like in a crazy way, and Bobby, he's like, oh, he tried to jump out of the ring. Did you see that? He's like, he did not.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Him and Gorilla Monsoon, you know, when they would team up and do commentary, like, they would be funny as fuck, man.
Oh yeah, I agree. They're pretty good.
Yeah. You know, everybody always thinks that Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler made a good commentary team, but I think when you go back and you watch some of the matches that Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon commentated on, like, they were a funny commentary team.
Yeah. Agreed. Let's see
Matter of
here.
fact, Bobby Heenan said later on in a shoot that when he was going to wind up leaving WWF, he actually said that he wanted Gorilla Monsoon to be the one to throw him out. You know?
Yeah.
It was. You ever see that? You see where Gorilla Monsoon just walked out on a Monday Night Raw, just grabbed Bobby Heenan's like, "You're out of here." It's like, wait, what? And he took him backstage out the door. He had his bags sitting there. He's like, here's your bags, Bobby. This is everything that you own, Brain. It's out of here, and you're out of here. And shoved him out the door, and Bobby Heenan wound up going to WCW.
Yeah.
It's funny how WCW acquired Bobby Heenan and Mean Gene Okerlund away from WWF.
Go where the money's at.
Yeah, or how the WCW used to say it, where the big boys play.
Yeah.
It should have been where the old boys play, because it seemed just like a lot of the over the hill talent was going to, like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man,
Well, they made it work for a little while.
Yeah.
For sure.
But time catches up, and the superstars catch up to you.
You got that right. Okay, let's see here. Next, does Joe recall the November 1st, 1986 WWF Wrestling Challenge in which George Steele is sitting in the back seat of a car and his agent, the driver, at a burger joint drive-through, and he's asking George Steele what kind of food he wants, and George keeps saying, "Eat, eat." And the agent says, "Well, you gotta let him know what you want: burger, fries, soft drink." So the agent says, "Okay, we'll take everything on the menu." Okay. I honestly don't remember that myself. That's funny as hell.
That's like way back in the day.
That's funny.
That does sound pretty damn funny.
Oh yeah.
It's cool, that's some good memories there, man.
Yeah, he sure knows his stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He knows wrestling, big time.
Hell yeah.
Which is awesome.
Shit, I don't even really know.
Let's see here. I'm going over a few of these. Next question is, does Joe recall Macho Man Randy Savage versus Billy Jack Haynes WWF Wrestling Challenge, November of 1986?
Sort of. I might have seen it, but it's been a long time.
He gives it a 7 out of 10. He says it's a short bout.
That's probably why I don't remember it.
So Billy Jack Haynes shoved Macho Man. And Billy Jack Haynes got DQ'd. Interesting.
Interesting. Because very rarely back in the day that you got a disqualification or a count out. It ain't like wrestling today where every match is, disqualification, count out, a draw, time limit draw.
Right. Let's see here. Does Joe have at least 2 favorite Randy Orton matches of all time?
Oh, okay.
One of his is versus Cactus Jack, Backlash 2004.
Oh yeah, when fucking Randy Orton dropped on Tax, he experienced Tax for the first time, and his reaction when he hit the Tax, he's like, Because you remember he tried to RKO Cactus Jack on the tags, and Cactus Jack just threw him down on the tags, and you just see his head like, ah!
Yeah, and another one of his is Randy Orton versus Ric Flair steel cage match of 2004.
Okay.
Do you have any?
I have the one where Randy Orton won his first world title from Chris Benoit.
Okay.
Because that shocked me, because I did not think back years ago when they were announcing it was going to be Chris Benoit against Randy Orton. I did not think that Randy Orton was going to win. You know,
right.
Such early on in his career, I did not think that he was already going to be up there for world title shot. And it's like when he won and he came out the next night, and I was like, wow, okay, that's shocking. I did not think that.
What happened?
Yeah, he came out the next night and he defeated Chris Benoit again, and then that's when Evolution, Triple H, Flair, and Batista turned on him.
Right.
Remember, Batista had him up on his shoulders with the belt, and like Triple H sitting there giving him thumbs, like, you did good. Hey, you know what? And he gave him the thumbs down. That whole led to the whole Batista thing when he's going to give somebody a power bomb and he gives the thumbs up, thumbs down. His match with Chris Benoit where he won the belt was a pretty good match, and I'm trying to think. Probably have to say the match that he had where he tag teamed with his dad to take on the Undertaker in a casket match.
Oh, kick ass!
And as when they put him in there, they had Randy Orton light the casket on fire.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sounds intense.
Becoming the Legend Killer.
The Legend Killer. Okay, let's see.
Did you ever see what he did? I seen somebody post a meme on Facebook where Randy Orton had John Cena ready to punt him in the head. He runs at him, but then stops, and then runs outside, grabs Cena's dad in the audience, throws him over the guardrail, and then punts him.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? Why did you do that? You had John Cena right there. You could have kicked his head off. But instead of doing that to him, you run outside to do that to his dad.
What the hell?
I don't know. That's wrestling for you, though.
Yes. Okay, next question is, what's Joe's most overrated WWE superstar of the 2000s? For him, he would say Santino Marella.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Most definitely Santino.
I would say, yeah, because the guy was, I'm sorry, but Santino Marella's a fucking joke.
Oh, yeah, he was with the whole snake biting some guy.
Yeah, it's like, Cobra, and fucking just
I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It just took that goofiness to a whole nother level of retarded shit, man.
He's got the record for the shortest time in Royal Rumble history, where he was just I think he went 1 second, he slid in, and as soon as he stood up, he got clotheslined to the floor by Kane.
Yeah, in and out.
He's just he almost gave a reaction like that one dude did in Over the Top. He's like, set it up, man, I wasn't ready. I've been cheated. That's how Santino was when he got eliminated. He's like, I wasn't ready. No, I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, fuck Santino Marella.
So you would think that he is probably the most overrated
Yeah.
WWE. I probably would have to agree with
You
that.
know what? I tell you, well, if I say it in the '90s, and I tell you who, and this will surprise you, who I felt was the most overrated wrestler was fucking Goldberg.
In the 90s?
Yeah, when they built him up to be unstoppable, it's like when a guy went for like a year going 170, he's like, you get to a point like, oh, I would just have him lose already. I'm tired. I remember, dude, watching episodes of Nitro and Thunder, and you know how people edit videos? I edited videos. Every time they started talking about Goldberg, I would stop recording. Like, no, if you're gonna talk about him, I don't want to hear about him no more. I would go through the VCR, and I would edit out all the mentions of Goldberg and because I'm saying just by the time I'm sick of hearing about him.
Right.
Like, it's like I understand they're building him up and they're doing this, but they act like this big win streak is such a big deal. But what about fucking, first of all, Tatanka's got him beat as far as undefeated streak. He went like 2 years undefeated.
Right.
Well, supposedly on televised matches, but for some, they did say he lost a few matches at house shows, but it was like by countouts and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, I remember they did build Goldberg up pretty big back in the late 90s WCW.
I mean, when I did think that, Goldberg was really, became a big name is when he beat Hulk Hogan to win the world title. When he won that, it's like, okay, I get it now. I get all the hype about Goldberg now, but it's just that, it's just like, how many times have you seen a big guy like that come in just,
Right. He had power.
Yeah.
She slammed the Big Show.
Yeah, and he slammed that one guy, too, named Ron Rice.
Yeah. He's picking big dudes up and fucking dropping them, man.
Yeah.
Not slamming them, I mean. So.
You notice though how good he did in WCW? Then when he went to WWF, he was just basically basically a shell of his old self.
Same thing with DDP.
Yeah. Because Scott Hall said something about like, oh, this guy don't like to lose. Make him lose every night. He's like, that's how Vince would work. If you get these guys to come over and they're all full of themselves, got these deals like, oh, they hardly lost any matches, have them beaten every single night.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah. That's why if you notice when Goldberg came into WWE, his run in WWE really wasn't that great. I mean, he wasn't the badass dude like...
Same thing like I was saying, but DDP, look what they did with him.
Yeah, they made DDP a fucking joke.
Yeah, going after the Undertaker's woman.
Yeah, and then not only that, becoming like that deal where he's like, that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? What are you doing with these fucking wrestlers?
Have you not watched his WCW career and seen how, like, he was basically one of the top guys of WCW, and you bring him into WWF and make him look like a joke?
Yeah, it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he wound up, getting hurt in that match with Hardcore Holly and basically ended his WWE run.
Right. Let's see here. Next up on the questions here is, what did Joe think of WWF Backlash 1999? He gives it an 8 out of 10.
Was that the Iron Man match between Triple H and The Rock? No, Backlash was when Stone Cold returned.
Well, he goes over some of the wrestlers. He says Hardcore Holly versus Al Snow.
Oh, yeah.
It was a hardcore match.
Yeah.
He said Big Show versus Mankind, Boiler Room brawl.
Oh, that was a hell of a match, dude.
And then we got the Stone Cold versus The Rock with Shane as special referee. They're all cool. He said they were all cool matches to make for worthy of pay-per-view ordering.
That's where Stone Cold fought The Rock, and he was trying to get back his custom-made WWF title belt.
Yeah.
The skull belt.
Yeah, what'd you think of this?
It was pretty cool. I was glad that it ended with Stone Cold getting his belt back, and not only that, but you also seen the total face turn, basically, of Vince McMahon that night, because he actually kind of came out and he helped Stone Cold when he knocked out his own son and counted the 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think so, or I don't remember. I know Vince did that in some kind of match where he ran out, Shane was the ref, and he knocked out his own, punched out his own son, took the shirt, and became the referee himself.
Oh damn.
I don't remember if that was, but.
Let's see, I think what we'll do is we'll answer one more question and then we will wrap this one up here, because we've been going on for a little while.
Yeah.
It's all good, but let's see, one more. Let's see. We got a lot here on the list. I'm far behind.
Yeah.
But we're slowly catching up here. Let's see. What is Joe's score on Bret Hart versus Razor Ramon, January 24th, 1993 Royal Rumble WWF World Title bout? He gives it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. It was pretty cool. You're already, building up Razor Ramon to be in a title picture.
Yeah.
That early in his career.
Yeah, that's when he was starting to really take off.
And him and Bret had a good match at Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Well, Bret always puts on really good matches.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'd say. And Razor was pretty cool back in the day. He fit the WWF for sure.
Yeah, you figure he was in the AWA prior to his run as Big Scott Hall.
Right.
And then came over to WWF, became the bad guy, Razor Ramon Chico.
Yeah. He's impersonating Scarface.
Flicking his toothpick in people's faces.
Right. Yeah, like I said, he fit the WWF back in that time.
Yeah.
It was cool. Man, I would have liked to have met him too. Never got a chance to.
Yeah. Well, here's a question I got for you. Would you have took the Razor, if you were a wrestler, would you have took the Razor's Edge?
Probably not.
Yeah, being picked up on his back like that with your arms out, get this thing crashing down to the mat.
Yeah, I don't think I would want that. Fuck up your neck.
Yeah. It was cool.
I mean, if I was a wrestler, then yeah, I probably would.
It was cool.
I wouldn't want to though.
Being the bad guy, Razor Ramon, forming the NWO with Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, which it was cool meeting Kevin Nash many years ago at the Motor City Comic Con, by the way.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, good old times, man. Many moons ago. But anyways, yeah, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. Like I said, that was part 3 of looking at the WWF Superstars LJN wrestling figures.
Hell yeah.
Part 3, but this was, we're looking at the Series 5 figures from 1988.
Hell yeah.
Stay tuned, because before you know it, we'll have part 4. We'll be looking at the final series, which will be Series 6.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into, at some point, the tag teams, the accessories, and the thumb figures and the bendies and all that other cool stuff. And then at some point, we will get into the Hasbro figures.
Oh, yeah.
That will take up a lot of podcasts as well. We'll go diving deep in that. But anyways, yeah, we're having some fun here. We're on a roll of going through figures and then obviously showing the figures as we're talking about them as well. So so that you can see what we're talking about.
Sure.
A lot of editing, a lot of time goes into the editing when it comes to that, because I've already got a few of them put together. It's taken quite a few hours just to do one video. You know, it's like 5-6 hours just to film and edit, and I'm loving every minute of it. But anyways, yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stick around, because we're going to keep on rocking and rolling and, you know, talking about figures here for quite some time and having fun with it. But anyways, with that being said, that is it for this episode. We are out of here for now, and have a kick-ass night, day, morning, whenever you're watching this. And we are gone, people. Peace.